Remember your radiancy. March 29, 2014. A beautiful day is upon us. Let us greet this day and each new day without any judgment or harsh thought towards your own person or others. Greet each day with love and gratitude. It is understood that beginning your day without a judgment and maintaining this positive way of thinking can be quite a challenge, since your judgments are derived from how you interpret the events and of the things that occur in your life. Any previous judgments that were created before any current event have shaped the foundational root judgments that you hold about God, yourself, about your brothers and sisters of God, and of the world you share. At any time during a previous situation where judgments were created, they had a huge impact on the way you think currently, how you feel and act. As many of you have already concluded that many of your previously formed judgments are not always against another dear soul, but they can be about someone else or something else. From what you observe of another, and what you interpret from what you observe can be translated into many different possibilities and outcomes, but the one you take is what builds a foundation of what you witnessed about yourself and of the ones you observed. Many times what is being observed without seeking clarity contributes to your thinking development of misunderstood details. Observations of another person only allows you to see partially of what is occurring, but without knowing all the details what you get is a misconstrued perception, and that often feeds your judgment and thought processing. Assumptions towards others are born from judgments towards another person or thing that has not been thoroughly understood and not sought for deeper understanding. There are many things growing up that have helped shape how you think and behave now. If your parents pushed you to strive for more or to try harder, then you have a preconceived judgment that you must always try more, do more and put more effort into what you do. If praise was not offered for what you did accomplish, this helped to develop certain judgments in regards to your effort and outcome of any tasks or goals that you are striving to reach. We know that even after all the growing up you have done, there are many instances that bring back memories of your parent or caregiver reprimanding you about something similar that you are doing now, or you hear their words through your own voice giving the same advice to someone else, possibly your own child. Learning to identify the root behind the judgments you hold about yourself, others, about God and the rest of the world will help unfold many explanations and provide you with new choices to make changes in the areas that you realize and recognize require your love and attention. When you are going through the process of bringing positive change into the formation of your thoughts, where they begin with love, we encourage you to take the time to experience God's unconditional love that He eagerly bestows upon each of you on a daily basis. His love for you is always perfect and always pure. Allow yourself to open up to Him and to feel secure in His presence. Your sense of self-worth increases as you allow His love and light to cleanse every particle of your being, leaving you feeling radiant, confident and in touch with your authentic natural self, the self that holds no judgment towards any one thing, person, God, the world, not even a judgment about yourself. Through His love and presence you begin to see the world and all that it contains as being worthy, beautiful and necessary. We know it can be hard letting go of old ways and trusting in the direction God has for you. Reforming your preconceived judgments, insecurities, and other negative behaviors will bring an end to the beliefs that were created out of those old and distorted judgments, giving room for new and positive thought forms to be created in their place. Remember, dear ones, God doesn't want you to live in a world where you carry resentment or harbor negative feelings towards yourself or of others. He wants you to experience His perfect love and to share this love that is bestowed within you, all around you, above you and below you with all other people and things. His love for you, dear ones, is always everlasting. Changing how you think is a difficult task, but you are not alone, dear ones. God is here alongside with you. With His presence that you permit, you will be able to create a harmonious union with Him, with yourself and with all other people and creatures of your earthly home. It has taken years to build on some of your previously formed judgments. Some have begun when you were a child, and as you grow, a protective layer is built that is formed from your self-centered ego through certain lies and deception that you built your judgments on. It was through this dysfunctional structuring that created your self-esteem and concept of yourself. Many judgments that have been formed this way gave birth to your beliefs that required encouragement from the choices you make. You cannot overcome negative thought forms or judgments by suppressing them, dear ones. We know you will attempt this, but this solution is only temporary, and what you try to bury will open up again and many times stronger than it was. If you truly wish for freedom from the struggle of letting go of the old negative thought forms and judgments, it is necessary then for you to be willing to allow the Spirit of God to show you the way to such freedom that is filled with unconditional love, truth, grace, and an upliftment of personal power. By allowing the old and negative part of you to be eradicated or dissolved from your being, you enable yourself to be reborn through God's brilliant and radiant light. To yield your will to God, it is necessary for you to be sincere and genuine with your intentions, and wish to end the negative thoughts and judgments you have been carrying for so long, and to completely trust in the power of God's unfailing love and light. With your willingness, God will illuminate and uncover all the negative judgments you have been holding and carrying around. He will help you uncover any and all negative and old beliefs and walk you towards new ways that are light and love-filled. When you are finally no longer impaired by your preconceived judgments, you can finally experience a closer understanding of God's unconditional love and what that means to you. There is security in God's love. When you feel distracted or tempted by negative thoughts from sudden changes in your emotions, reach to God for support. Let God be your anchor that will help you get through the tough times. When you renew your thinking, you bring freedom to both your heart and soul, dear ones. The old judgments and thought forms that you let go are replaced with bright and positive thoughts and feelings, and they will create a new foundation that is based on love, power, and wisdom. An important first step, dear ones, towards the letting go of your old and no longer positive serving ways is by forgiving yourself and anyone else that helped to create those old judgments and ways of thinking. Forgiveness provides healing, dear ones, and helps remove the feeling of blame. As you forgive yourself and the ones that help to instill your old thought patterns and judgments, reflect on the ways in which your personal experiences of previous situations created judgments that link to an ego-filled pride that you became dependent upon, that also created a false image of yourself. Through reflection, you are able to see with unattached perception where you need to correct the wrongs and make them right. It is true you cannot undo what has been done, but you can learn from past mistakes what not to do now and in the future. Passing judgment without thorough information does not create a positive environment for emotional or mental health. Become informed, drop your assumptions that are based on misunderstood judgments and clouded perception. Lean on God and trust where His light and love will lead you. Know that all paths illuminated by Him are filled with love for you to have and for you to share. Embrace all challenges with love and gratitude, even the difficult ones, having faith and trust in God that He would not have you face anything you could not handle. Inside each of you is a bottomless well of radiant love. Let this love pour out and touch all that you come into contact with. Let God's presence work through you as an anchor for others, and where you can also turn to for additional strength when life becomes a little shaky. He loves each of you. Love each other as He loves you, purely and unconditionally, without any judgment or falseness. Love will forge new ways, new hope, and bring the feeling of contentment into your life. If God is love, then so are you. And so it is. I am Archeia, Lady Radiant, through Julie Miller. SpiritualNetworks.com